Malcolm X was a black power and civil rights activist who had tried to show the true power for his people's revolution. He definitely was put in a rough start where his family member's death was marked as an accident and soon to be dragged away from his family, but soon being arrested for theft in Boston, and then soon after 7 years in prison he had gotten out due to parole and was wanting then to convert to the Islamic religion like his friend, as he had also studied the teaching of Elijah Muhammad and soon become an icon for the black movement. He had grown up with a bit of a rough start since he had split up from his parents and siblings. Born on May 19th, 1925, he was a brother to 7 other siblings. His father was a black activist, which then enforced death prompts from many whites of the Black Legion, soon causing 2 relocation attempts before Malcolm was even 4 years old. But in 1929, their Michigan home was burned to the ground, and 2 years later, his father was killed and was called an accident by the police, when it was obviously the Black Legion who had killed him. But soon after, his mother went crazy due to her husband's death, causing all the children to be in foster care. He was wanting to do good for his people, so he was similar to his father, and he spoke for his rights, being arrested a bit after. But he was also able to get out early due to parole, and he had gotten out after 7 years instead of 10. He was a bit different after he had gotten out. He had known a friend of the Islamic religion, and he had chosen to become Islamic as well. So when he had done that, he had soon become an icon for the African people, as well as the Islamic peoples too, also including him becoming a minister for the Islamic peoples. But he would soon think of new ways to create a name for himself as a civil rights activist. When others have heard what he said, they were insulted, and eventually he was silenced for 90 days by Elijah Muhammad himself. But some suspect it was for other reasons, as soon enough he was terminated out of the NOI organization. Yet he soon made his own group, Muslim Mosque Inc., and he made a name for himself already without it. When on a pilgrimage to Mecca, he had said that he has met people with blue eyes, people with blonde hair that even he could call brothers. But all wasn't as bright in the future due to the fact that Malcolm was a target for a murder, as someone had known that an undercover officer had planted a bomb in his car, but after 4 attempts, someone had firebombed his home where he and his family lived. Luckily, everyone made it out alive. When Malcolm was speaking at an engagement in Manhattan's Audubon Ballroom, 3 gunmen had shot him about 15 times at point-blank distance. On February 19th, 1965, the 39-year-old was pronounced dead when they found him at the hospital. On February 27, 1965, the funeral had attended to about 1,500 people, and people who were there actually decided to bury him themselves, as they took that from the gravediggers at most. But soon his murderers were found and put on a trial for first-degree murder, and then he has been a big, or maybe even bigger, part of history, especially to the black movement. And that is why I have chosen Malcolm X as my final project. Ta-da! Suck.